Hello and welcome. In this video I want to show you how we come to derive the quadratic formula to find solutions for quadratic equations. In my past two videos I've shown you how to use completing the square to find solutions to quadratic equations, but we've seen that for more complex equations that the process can get quite tedious and it can be easy to make a mistake perhaps. So that's where the quadratic formula becomes very useful in helping us find the roots or the solutions. Let's start with a general formula for just a general quadratic equation, and that would be ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b and c can be any real number constant. And again, as always I've done, let's rewrite this equation as ax squared plus bx is equal to negative c, and what I've done is just subtracted c from both sides of the equation. And now I'm going to factor out an a on the left hand side of the equation, and that will leave us in brackets x squared plus b divided by a. So if we take an a out, we have to divide the b by a, because when we put it back in, the a's will cancel out. B divided by a x close bracket is equal to minus c, and I'm going to divide both sides of this equation now by a, and that will leave us with x squared plus b on a x is equal to minus c over a. Okay. Now the next step is to complete the square on the left hand side of the equation, and to help me I'm going to write down the expression x plus w squared, and the perfect square expansion of this expression equals x squared plus 2wx plus w squared. Okay, so now I'm just going to equate the coefficients. This 2 plus 2w in front of the x I'm going to equate with the plus b divided by a. So these coefficients are equivalent, so therefore 2w is equal to, so this implies that 2w is equal to b divided by a, and therefore w is equal to b divided by 2a, and therefore w squared is equal to b squared on 4a squared. Okay, so this extra w squared term, which we have found here, has to be added to both sides of the equation so that we can complete the square. So we can make both sides equivalent, and then we can complete the square on the left hand side. So let's do that. I'm going to draw a line down the middle of the page. So we can rewrite our expression as x squared plus b on a x plus b squared divided by 4a squared is equal to negative c on a plus b squared on 4a squared. Okay, now we can complete the square on the left hand side, so that will give us x plus our w term, which is b on 2a, is equal to minus c divided by a plus b squared on 4a squared. And I can simplify this expression on the right hand side by creating a common denominator between the two terms. Our first term, this minus c on a, is missing a 4 and an a to complete the 4a squared. So I'm going to have to multiply the top and the bottom of this term by 4a to get our common denominator. So we can rewrite this as 4ac divided by 4a squared plus b squared divided by 4a squared. And we can simplify that further by saying that's equal to b squared. I'm just going to reverse the order to make it look nicer. B squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Okay, now I'm going to take the square root of both sides, so we're left with x plus b on 2a on the right hand side. And when we take the square root, we take note that there are two possible solutions, a positive and a negative, and this will give us the square root of b squared minus 4ac on 4a squared, sorry. And you may recall from the law of surds that we can separate square roots when we're dividing and multiplying. So we can rewrite that as b squared minus 4ac, the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all over the square root of 4a squared. And the bottom expression we can rewrite simply as, once we do the square root, we can simply write as 2a. Okay, so now final step is to leave x on its own, and we do that by taking b minus 2a from both sides of the equation. So that will leave us with x equals minus b on 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, and that we can simplify down to x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And there we have the familiar quadratic formula, and we can use this very useful formula to help us find the solution to any quadratic equation. Thanks for watching. I hope this has helped. Please give me a thumbs up if it has, and if you have any math question that you would like help on, please comment below and I'll help you on future videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.